Okay, a very good afternoon to ladies and gentlemen, especially to SC Property members. I'm the face behind SC Property, so if you have any feedback about the website, can come to me and my colleagues also. Okay, this seminar actually holds very timely because we have just fully felt the impact of TDSR, and also Malaysian government has just introduced a slew of budget measures. So I urge you guys to save your questions to ask the expert panels later during the panel discussion. As part of our mission to empower property seekers like you with more information to make better property decisions, SC Property also has come out with this service called Singapore Property Watch. Okay, I'll elaborate on what is it about. Okay. The mission of Singapore Property Watch is to empower property seekers like yourself with relevant information so that you can make informed decisions about your property purchase, and to promote market transparency so that you know the true market value worth of each and every single property that you are aiming at. And last but not least, it further position ourselves as a trusted brand for you to turn to. Okay, I think the two burning questions that all of you have is, number one, how much is my property worth? How much is the property that you're living in, or the property investment that you're holding on, how much is it worth? And the second burning question is, how much should I pay for my chosen property? Let's say after you have viewed a property, you like it, what should be the true market worth of this property? And to answer your two burning questions, SPW, Singapore Property Watch, can help you. Okay, so this is the homepage of SC Property. You can either go to the Singapore Property Watch tab, or you can do a search for your project, be it commercial, industrial, or residential, or your HDB block in this search box. When you go to Singapore Property Watch tab, you'll be able to do the search, and we have auto suggest to help you. For example, if your project is solely at Sinarang, you can do a search, and when you click go, we'll give you 6 tabs analysis information of that particular project. I'll go through one tab at a time. Okay, in the summary tab, you have a greater understanding of information about this project. For example, the buyer profile. In this case, the project has about 55% Singaporean buyer, 14% PR, 24% foreigner, and 5% company. And this percentage vary from project to project. In some other projects, you may find that majority, 90% are Singaporean. In other projects, you may find that you have a very huge foreigner and PR buying that project. Secondly, you can also have a clear indication on the average selling price of that project. In this case, it's about 1.9K. And the average rental price for that project, in this case, is about $6.70 PSF. And with the average price, selling price, and the average rental price, you can work out the implied rental yield. So for this case, it's about 4%. You can also derive some other information like the buyer profile by purchaser address. So for this project, there's about 20% HDB address buyer and 80% private property buyers. Okay. After that, you can also understand the project character. That means what are the type of people who will buy this project. In this case, you find that for this project, there's about 22% consists of shoebox unit, and then another 30% are big units. In some other projects, maybe for example in Geylang, you may find that you have a huge percentage of shoebox unit, and that may appeal to those singles who wants to stay in a project where mostly all of them are singles. And in other projects, maybe the outlying area or the heartland, HDB heartland area, you may find that you have a lot of units, maybe more than 50% are all big units, which is suitable for family. There's no hard and fast rule, but depending on yourself individually, what kind of environment you want to stay in. You prefer to stay in an environment where there are many families, or you stay in an environment where there are many singles. Then the crux of this SPW is our property transaction price, which I think is a key to many people. We have the contract date, when was the last transaction, and this is all based on caveat from URA. And we have the size of the property, the price in terms of PSF, and the absolute price. And you notice here, we also have the price trend for you to plot out for this particular project. Is it on the uptrend or a downtrend? And you notice over here, the unit number is masked out. So this is the free service that you can access. If you want to see the unit number and you want to see a complete transaction list beyond the last 6 months, then there's a paid service available for you. Okay, and when I mention a paid service, why is it important to know the unit number? Because sometimes a unit may sell high because it has high floor. Sometimes a unit may sell high because it has a good facing, like sea view, unblocked view. And sometimes a unit may sell low because it's low floor or because it's facing the expressway. So for the paid service, you'll be able to see the selling price, the PSF, and the size and the date it was transacted on a stack basis. So you have Tower 2, you have Tower 1, Tower 3, and then you see the unit number, you are able to tell which stack it belongs to. And then you can see over here, you have all the way up to the top floor, all the way down to the bottom floor. So you'll be able to tell for this particular project, 5 tower, maybe Tower 1 to Tower 5. Maybe Tower 5 is a premium tower. You'll find that Tower 5 actually has a higher selling price compared to Tower 1. Or maybe those in Tower 5, the higher floor, people pay even higher premium because it's facing the sea or it's facing the river. So these are some of the information that you find very useful when you conduct your analysis on whether this property is worth the price that it's asking for. And more importantly, it's important for us to catch the right timing in our property investment. So we have profitability analysis. So this profitability analysis allows you to see which are the past profitable transactions for this particular project. How much this seller has bought, when he has bought, and what is the profit he has made. So when you negotiate with the seller, you roughly know where you stand in the negotiation, and you can have a better idea. That's why I say 知己知彼. You have a better idea how much profit he already made on hand in the negotiation. And it also has the unprofitable transaction. So this will also tell you which are when the sellers sell that make a loss. Of course, if you are a property investor, you hope that you are not caught here when you are selling. You hope that you want to sell at this high price, and when you buy, you hope to buy from the seller at this low price. So these are the information that you can get from our analysis. Same thing, if for paid service, you see all the unit number as well as a complete transaction. And for investor, I think the other information that's important for you to know is the rental yield. So for us, we have a breakdown of the past rental transaction for this project, right up to the detail of how many bedrooms the unit has, as well as the size of the unit and the rental it can command. So for this project, you can tell that for a 900 to 1,000 square feet unit, 2 bedroom, it can command in a range of $6,000. And for a 4 bedroom unit, you can command about $8,500. So as an investor, you don't have to guess or you don't have to listen to other people. You can use this because all these are caveated and all these are real transactions. You can use this as a base to decide whether this is a worthwhile property investment for you. And as a potential tenant, you can also use this to gauge whether the asking rental price, is it reasonable or not. And of course, the paid service will have one more section called the average rental yield analysis that is capitalizing on all the rental transactions. It will turn out what is the average rental yield for a 500 to 600 square feet unit, and also for 1,004 to 1,005 square feet. Again, for the paid service, it's aimed for the sophisticated investor who wants to know what is the rental yield they can get for each type of property. And of course, for property investment, we do not just look at one option, we also look at a comparison. So this actually offers you a market comparison for all the surrounding projects of your chosen one. So you notice in this case, Soleil at Sinaran, the average selling price is about $1,977, and the average rental yield is about $6.70. And you compare to the next one, which is Derbyshire Heights, the average selling price is actually much lower, about 1.2K. You may say that it's a good deal, but you look at the average rental price, it's actually half of Soleil at Sinaran. So it doesn't mean cheap is good, because the rental yield may end up to be lower than the first one. But of course, you also notice we also have other information like tenure. And you notice for Soleil at Sinaran, maybe because it's 99 years, therefore it appears to be better rental yield compared to the freehold project. So in property, there are many permutations. So what we are saying is that we give you all the permutation so that you are able to walk in with your eyes completely open and you don't miss out any information. Of course, at the end of the day, the decision is still yours, but at least you know that you have considered all the relevant factors. And then there's no point in doing all the detailed data analysis if you don't buy or you don't sell. So when you do a search for property in SC Property, you'll be able to compare the listing asking price with that of the last transaction. So obviously in this case, the asking price of 2,500 PSF is much higher than the last transaction of about 2.2 or 2.1. So again, this provides you with a sense of the realism that this seller is asking. And if you want more detailed analysis of what I have shown you, the 6 tabs, you just need to click on Trend and Analysis, and you'll be able to see all the 6 variables that I have shared with you. For SPW, we do not just give you quantitative analysis, we also give you qualitative analysis. So we produce articles that help you to digest and analyze the data so that you are better able to make decisions. So one of the articles that I like is for many young people, they are thinking whether should I buy or should I rent now since the price is still quite high. So one article, we make use of the data we have crunched from Singapore Property Watch. We create this price to rent ratio. Then what we say is that maybe above a certain ratio, maybe it's a signal for you to buy. Below a certain ratio, it's a signal for you to rent. So you can make use of all these articles to make some decisions. And for SPW, we also have macro analysis. What I have shown you, the 6 tabs are micro, right down to the project level, right down to the block level for HDB. Macro analysis allows you to know the past transaction price and volume based on the whole macro. You can go as macro as all the non-landed residential, or you can even go more deeper into, let's say, I only want to look at HDB, and you can select the HDB estate, let's say Ang Mo Kio. You can even select, I want to analyze only Ang Mo Kio 5-room flat, and we will give you the same thing, the transaction price trend of all the Ang Mo Kio 5-room flat, as well as the transaction volume of all the Ang Mo Kio 5-room flat. And you can play around with this. You can do private in Bukit Timah, you can do commercial in Yishun, and you can see all the information here. And one of the things that we need to take note of is the PSF, which will give you an indication of the uptrend or downtrend of the price. The other indication is the volume. So if you see that although the price PSF may be still hovering, like stabilizing, but volume has been dropping, so that may give you a signal that the market segment for this particular area or property type is starting to soften already. And we also break down into new sales, resale, and sub-sale based on the color of the chart. So in this case, you can analyze, okay, maybe the volume has not softened, but actually most of the volume is contributed by new sale. Then you know what is happening, what is the real situation in the market. So it helps you to read deeper into the macro analysis that sometimes you read from the newspaper. So talking of newspaper, SPW has been used by our Straits Times journalists to write about property article. So we have once every 2 weeks, they will feature a hotspot, say for example Pasir Panjang, and they will take some popular condo, and what happens is they will use SPW to take the average transaction price of the condo, and then we will compare that with the average asking price in ST Property. So as of now, most of the condo project, the asking price is still above the transaction price because it's still a very high market now, although volume is softening. But increasingly, you'll be able to find pockets of opportunity, pockets of project whereby the asking price has started to drop below the transaction price, which could be an inflection point. So this will be something that you can use as a guideline, as a direction for your property hunting. You can keep a lookout for the ST Money article once every Saturday, every 2 Saturdays, or if you miss the article, you can go to ST Property, the guides and article, to look for such reports. And we also have coverage in Chinese paper. For ST Money, we focus on condo. For Chinese paper, we focus on HDB. Same concept. We take some popular HDB estate and we work with our journalists to identify some blocks or units whereby the asking price has already trend below the past transaction price. Again, this will give the reader yourself a sense of direction where can you go and hunt for good value for money property. Okay, this is my last slide. Just now I shared with you some of the enhanced features that a paid service has for SPW, which include the rental yield analysis, the unit number, and the tower view, and also the complete transaction all the way to 1995. So right now, our retail price is $150 per year, and only for you at this seminar, we are offering at $120 per year. And I have my team, 2 guys here, Elizabeth and Ryan, who is there. Ryan and Elizabeth, can you wave to them? You can approach them and you can ask them questions, and they'll be more than willing to share with you how to use our analysis tools to make better property decision. And sign up now at stproperty.sg/SPW promo. You get to enjoy this special price only for the first 100 people and only for today, and won't go beyond 9 p.m. And my last parting shot is between a good decision and a better decision. All of you can make good decision, but a better decision, you can make a few $100,000 more. So what is $120? So I strongly urge you to visit our booth at SPW over there to sign up for this paid service. With that, I end my presentation. Thank you.